I actually sold over 10 years a building of mine next street over, and he turned it into student housing, which he does a pretty good job with. So come on in. And you know what I think is amazing? He's taken a two-family home right in the middle of the neighborhood and made it a business. I think that's amazing.
A big majority of our business is student housing, about 75%, and the other 25% is medium to lower income housing. We're having a hard time qualifying the applicants and the ability for us to work with them in order to make sure that we are well protected, because again, we are dealing with a lower income to medium income classification of people who don't make as much, or just are students and don't have as much resources. The time frame used to be 25 days from date of start of eviction to actually being locked out. Albany County was pretty good towards landlords, but again, I used to always work with my residents. If they were able to pay, we worked with them. Now, we started an eviction back in November, December, and we're now having an eviction. We have it scheduled for February 21st, almost 90 days. In the last 20 years, we've taken over, I would say 100, 150 Red X properties. Red X properties are properties that are vacant, not paying taxes. We've put those properties back in the market, and we've upgraded the city's tax rolls, beautified the city, and look, this is our business. Do we make money? Some months we do, some months we don't. Some years we make more, some years we make less. But our goal is to keep our properties up to code, to keep good tenants in, to provide good housing for students as well as non-student housing. And we care a lot about our residents. We had a tenant an applicant that got divorced. And he got divorced recently, his credit went down, and he had a good job. And, you know, in the past, I would say to the guy, give me first month security and 2 months rent, or double security. And we would work with him and we would approve him. Mm-hmm. But now, you know, we can't take that double security anymore.
It's frustrating. Sometimes I feel it's a thankless job, and I've got to be honest, with the new laws and the new restrictions and the frustration it's caused, I have thought about selling everything I own and not getting out of the business totally, but moving to another state. This is a tough living, especially, unfortunately, when you're a woman in this business. You get treated a little bit differently than a man, but it happens, so you deal with it. But then you add the restriction of trying to pay your bills when your taxes are going up and your water and sewer is going up. The cost of sheetrock just went up. The labor laws are changing, so you've got to pay your people more, or you want to. There's not enough money to go around, and I don't get a paycheck. But at the end of the day, everybody comes first and I come last, which is okay, because without those people, I can't run a business. But this is tough. Some days I make nothing, or I lose, or I have to borrow money to pay a bill because I just lost $4,000 in rent. It shouldn't work that way. And then you add the emotional challenge to it. You deal with everyday lives. I'm not sitting in a corporate office having somebody else handle the tenant that just called me and said that they can't pay the rent because they have cancer, or they had a car accident, or please help me because the boyfriend's there beating them up. I'm that person that's there. I care. I think I make my buildings and my cities a better place to be. And my residents, I have some residents that have been with me over 10 years. They like what I do. They appreciate what I do. And they feel confident that I'm going to give them a good home. I would hate to see landlords like me not do this anymore, because it's not worth it. And think about this. We are vested in this community.
Yeah, highly.
We care. We take those buildings and we rehab them, put them back on the tax rolls, bring in people that are going to spend money in the economy, make it better. But what's going to happen is exactly what you said. People, I guess, can't afford it. Absentee landlords will come in, and you're going to see those red X's go up.
And how many people can actually afford a $4,000 or $5,000 loss on a building that's worth $75,000 or $100,000?
You can't.
You know, you can't carry that. The Chase Mortgage is not going to stop calling us and say, hey, yeah, we'll put your mortgage on hold while your tenant in apartment 1 isn't paying you. You know, the city of Albany or the city of Albany School District is not going to say, to you, oh, yeah, we'll cut off 33% of your taxes because you didn't get 30. No, that's on us. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If you don't pay your phone bill, what happens?
They turn my phone off, they take it away.
If you don't pay your internet, what happens?
I lose it.
So, does everybody deserve to have Wi-Fi and cable in their home?
I guess it's a right.
So how come Time Warner can charge late fees, American Express can charge you late fees, and as soon as you don't pay that bill, boom, instantaneously, 10 days, 2 weeks later, they shut you off.
Well, let me.
But for us, as landlords, we got to take 3, 4, 5 months, and we're not talking about, you know, $75 a month cable bill. We're talking about $750, $1,000, $1,500 rents. Time that by 3 to 4 months, you're talking about $4,000, $5,000, $8,000. That's a big number that's very hard to come back from. That might take you 3 to 5 years to recoup and come and really get back on your feet.
Well, how is it right, though, that this is your property, you own it, you're liable for it, you pay all the bills, and you can't choose make the best choice for your property?
Yeah.
You are responsible. Someone gets hurt, you're going to get sued. You have to carry the liability. You have to pay the bills. You have to make sure that it's run right. How does that work?
All I could tell you is with these new laws, more businesses are going to shut down. More apartments are going to be taken off the market. And what this law is doing is actually hurting tenants rather than helping them.
It's hurting the good tenants. There are a lot of tenants that take advantage, but there are a lot of good tenants that rely on us to give them a good home.
95% of the tenants are good.
Absolutely.
It's like anything else in life. You only have 5% that are really bad, but those 5% are making it very difficult for the other 95%.
And I think it's really unfair that we are judged, we are stereotyped and lumped into this pot. Half of the people out there don't even realize what we do or how hard it is or how hard we work. We're just like everybody else. We just chose to be in the housing business. And people like you and I have known you a long time. I have a lot of respect for you. I see the product you offer. I see the good things you do for the community and the people. People like us are in the business because we care about what we do and we care about our community. And we're the people that are getting hurt. We can't afford that $4,000 a month loss on that apartment. We can't.
Yep. You know, we take great pride in our apartments. We offer really good apartments to anybody from our $600 a month apartments to our $2,000 a month apartment. They get the same kitchen cabinets, the same, you know, flooring. And at the end of the day, we're here to make a living, but again, we're also here to improve our communities and give our residents a nice home.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.